Good morning, everyone. Thursday, February 10th. This is another Right Angle Sports release show here on Covers YouTube. Thanks for everybody for joining in. It is Super Bowl week, but the professionals over at Right Angle Sports are continuing on to pick away at the college basketball card, finding some value. We'll see what the entire card looks like in just a couple of minutes. But for everybody new that's joining the show, as always, important to catch you up on what is happening with this show. So, Right Angle Sports, group of professionals that holds as much market influence as any group that bets on basketball and multiple other sports in the United States and arguably around the globe. This is your chance to bet with them. Now, we have to follow a release procedure in order to make it fair to give everybody a chance at getting the same number. So what that means is as we progress through the card, you'll see at the bottom of the screen a setup and then a bet. And what this means is open your sportsbook app, open your sportsbook on your desktop computer, your laptop, whatever you're using, go through and find that bet and add it to your bet slip. And they'll give everybody about 20 to 30 seconds to find it from their list, add it to the bet slip, and then you're either going to hear one of two things. It's going to be go or cancel. If you hear go, that means you want to bet the pick that you have set up in your bet slip. If you hear a cancel, that means you want to remove it from your bet slip. This is not going to be a bet. And there's going to be people asking, well, why do you do cancels? Why don't you just give us the pick and tell us what to bet and we go and do it? If we don't give out cancels, then what is going to happen is the line is going to move immediately. The reason that we give out cancels is to keep everybody watching who's betting honest, but also everybody that's watching from the bookmaking side honest as well. And the difference with this show and the unique part of this that Right Angle Sports brings is their market influence is going to move these numbers every single time that they place a bet. And so if there were no cancels, then these numbers would take off in a hurry. And what we found over the last couple of shows that even when some of these bets are being set up, there's bookmakers that are taking them off the board, or we're seeing some of these numbers move even before the go is given. And so it's important that you need to have as many different sportsbook accounts as you can. It's free to sign up for any sportsbook accounts. You should have as many as possible. And then as we go throughout the first week of the March Madness tournament, you'll get to see which books move quicker, which books take the numbers down, and which books are slower to move, and you can find value from it. So remember, you're going to see a setup, and then you're either going to hear a go or a cancel. Do not bet anything until you hear the go. So we'll start by setting up the first game, and it is rotation number 840, Washington State plus 6.5. And this game is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So remember, you want to search through your sportsbook apps, find game number 840, Washington State plus 6.5 at 9 p.m. Eastern, and just add it to your bet slip. We'll give everybody another 15 seconds to go through and find this in your sportsbook. Game 840, Washington State plus 6.5. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. This bet is a cancel. We're not betting Washington State plus 6.5. So you can remove it from your bet slip. This is not a bet. We'll set up another game. Rotation number 865, Long Beach State, Hawaii over 141.5. And this game is at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So right to the bottom of your app or your sportsbook. Game number 865, Long Beach State, Hawaii over 141.5. We'll give everybody another 10 to 15 seconds to go through and find Long Beach State, Hawaii over 141.5. This is another cancel. We're not betting Long Beach State, Hawaii over 141.5. The late game, as we've seen in the comments, the DGen special, the over in that game is not a bet. Reminder to everybody watching, if you're enjoying this, if you're enjoying the release show as we progress through the college basketball season and other content, the subscribe button is below. We're pushing towards 7,000 subscribers as we get to Super Bowl. We appreciate all the help from everybody. We Appreciate Right Angle Sports willing to do this with us as well. So if you like what they're providing, you like what we're providing, you want to support the channel, subscribe. We very much appreciate it. Continuing on with the release procedures, we're going to set up game number 831, Portland State, Montana State, over 140.5. This game is at 9 p.m. Eastern, towards the bottom of the college basketball card in your app or sportsbook. Rotation number 831, Portland State, Montana State, over 140.5. This game is at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll give everybody another 5 to 10 seconds to find Portland State, Montana State, over 140.5. Rotation number 831. This is a go. We're betting Portland State, Montana State, over 140.5. The bet is on the over. And if you have it in your bet slip, you want to be betting this immediately, as these numbers are already moving, going to continue to move over the next couple of minutes. We'll see this total get up. Wouldn't be surprised if we see it touch 143. But the bet again, Portland State, Montana State, over 140.5. Very curious to see those that are betting it. Were you able to get over 140.5? I saw Leafster 99 said he got it. You saw yes at 141. Some people are saying they're watching. Books are moving for Matthew, 142.5. Ken was able to get 141. A lot more yeses down in the comments too. Brian got it at MGM. Down south got it. Baker Bum, Jacob Bunce, 40 Minutes of Hell. Even though he wasn't happy with the start of the show, he indeed got over 140.5. Also, Jake Gelstone, over 139.5. A lot of other folks saying 139.5 minus 114 at FanDuel. Here we're seeing Circa Sports already up to 142.5. So the game's already moved a full 2 points on the total. Mike was able to get 140.5. So it looks like a very successful release from the guys at Red Angle Sports. A lot of people were able to get it very quickly. Important to remember, too, that some books, obviously, well, if you got it at 145, you're just making a comment that's not true in the channel. We might get to 145, but nobody's looking at a price that was that high. There's important to remember that obviously some books are going to take these down. Some books are going to move quicker. Everyone's going to handle it differently. We're still seeing Circa continue to climb up, 142.5, now minus 121 to the over. It's important to watch and look at it and see how these books are handling it. If you're playing at a book that takes the numbers down as soon as the setup is happening, which is going to occur because of the influence that the guys at Red Angle Sports have, don't keep coming to the show and opening the same sports book and saying they're taking it down. There's other sports books in your states, or there's other sports books abroad that you're able to find and you're able to play at that are going to have these available. So part of this too, from a betting perspective on the other side, is looking around to see which books take these down, which books have the prices available, and which make the most sense for you. And here's a regulated book, FanDuel, 142.5. They've moved as well. The entire market now up to at least 142.5. So successful release based on the comments. And if you're enjoying the show, we really appreciate you subscribing and sticking with us as we continue to produce content here at Covers on a daily basis. And we'll be with Right Angle Sports every Thursday morning and Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time, or Eastern Time, pardon me, every Thursday and Saturday through the first week of the college basketball championship, March Madness of the first week. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Have a fantastic Thursday, and let's get some points in the late game tonight.